Sonya Bernard-Hollins is a visionary who is passionate about giving young girls the opportunity to explore the world and develop storytelling skills. She created the Merze Tate Explorers, and we follow them as they film an event honoring Sonya. Watch now.
Merze Tate Explorers, you're going to teach me good stuff. What's your name and what are you going to teach me?
My name is Maya Daniels, and I'm going to teach you how to use a digital camera.
What's your name and what are you going to teach me?
My name is Dariana Browning, and I'm going to teach you how to use a video camera.
Okay, let's do it. Take it away.
So, how to properly take a picture on a digital camera.
Yes.
First, you have it around your neck.
Okay, let's do that. Thank you, teacher. All right, what's next?
So then you turn it on. Depending on what picture you're taking, you want to pick the settings. So say you're taking a picture of a person that you just interviewed.
Yes.
You would want to put it on portrait, which it looks like a person.
There it is.
Yes.
Okay.
So then after that, you look through the camera.
Okay.
And you want to make sure that it's not blurry and that it's focused.
Okay.
And then after that, you put your thumb right here.
Right here?
And you put your pointer finger on this button.
Right here?
Yes. And while you're looking through it, you just push the button, and then you should be able to take a picture.
Got it. Can I take your picture? Got it. Oh, I'm good. Okay. Thank you very much. And then take it off and be very gentle, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm ready to go exploring into your world. Congratulations on all you've done this far in your life, Sonya.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's cut to the chase. Tell me about these explorers, first of all.
The Merze Tate Explorers actually started in 2008. I learned about Merze Tate when I was a reporter at the Kalamazoo Gazette, actually. I was a reporter at the Kalamazoo Gazette, and I did a story on the first African Americans of Western Michigan University. So the first graduate, the first basketball player, whatever first they had. And so Merze Tate's name stood out to me on this list, and I had never heard of her. Well, I learned that she left over $1 million to Western. She traveled the world twice, spoke 5 languages, was a Fulbright scholar in India, was the first African-American graduate of Oxford University, and I had never heard of her. And when I went through her scrapbooks at the archives at Western after she passed away, I saw there was a travel club that she had started when she was a teacher at Crispy Sadix High School in Indianapolis, Indiana. It was an all-black school founded by the Ku Klux Klan because they didn't want African-American students going to school with white students. So Merze Tate was their first history teacher. And she took kids during the Depression era to Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Niagara Falls to teach them about the world that she was learning, teach them about the world they were learning about through the books. And so it inspired me to say, wow, that'd be a cool idea to do here in our own community. And so the Kalamazoo Community Foundation had a call out to anyone with a creative idea on how to inspire kids to learn. And I thought, well, this would be a cool idea. And you get $500. So we started at 12 girls. Every other Saturday we met, and we just explored our community and different places and people all around. So that's basically how it got started back in 2008.
How is what your explorers do, let's say, a form of art?
Yes, it is a form of art because media is expression. And Merze Tate, being a photographer herself and videographer, she created movies for the Department of State. So when she would go to different countries, she created documentary films that would be shown around the nation based on different places that she went. So that was an art, cinematography, photography. So these girls are learning media as an art. So as they're going around and videotaping and doing photography, they're learning about how do I capture this moment? How does this moment tell a story? And that's art. That's what art does. It tells a story and it's an expression of yourself and your experiences.
What are you going to show me with your video?
So this is the video camera, and first you put the strap on.
Thank you. All right.
Then if you want to turn it on, you turn it all the way to the camera up top.
Whoa, got it.
And then if you want a video, you press this button right here with the camera on it.
I do, so push it?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you want to zoom in, you scroll this over.
Okay.
And if you want to zoom out,
you push it like that, so it's manual like that. Then how do we start the actual video?
You start the actual video.
By pushing, all right? Yes. All right, here we go. Hold it, push it, and look through here and say, hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
You'll know if it's taking a video if the red dot is on the screen.
Is the red dot on the screen? push it. There it is, right?
Yeah.
Good. Say yes, even if it's not working. Just joking. All right, and then to stop it, push stop.
Yes, you push it again.
Okay. All right, so where have they explored, and how exciting, give me the excitement that the girls go through when they get their assignment.
Right, well, when the girls get their assignments, it's, you know, we do a big deal. So last year we had 6 girls who went to Europe, and that was our first really international study abroad program as an organization. Now in the past we've had girls do study abroad in smaller groups or individually. But this was our first time this past summer, 2017, where we took 6 girls to Europe. And it was a study abroad, so they earned 3 college credits. So we're travel writers.
And they're not in college at this point, right?
No, these girls are 8th grade.
Overachiever girls.
Right, 8th grade through 11th grade girls went. We had one girl who was a high school senior, and she's in college now, who went along with us.
Will we see budding journalists come from this? Will we see a maturity that perhaps they may not have had after, before the travel? What else
and that's
comes
funny.
from this?
It's funny about that because my goal was not to create journalists. My goal was to expose girls to careers and adventures using journalism as a way to get them more interested in it, so they wouldn't just be spectators. But the thing about it is a lot of girls are going into videography and journalism after being involved in our program. One of our first students, Tori Zachary, wanted to be an architect when she first joined our organization. And so I was fine with that. I said, I can, expose you to women in that field. And I gave her a camera, and it just clicked with her. The photographs that she took were amazing. And now she's majoring in photojournalism at Michigan State University, editor of the school newspaper. She had an internship at a newspaper in San Diego this past summer.
And now they get to learn that you are certainly doing amazing things and receiving an honor. Tell us about the honor you're receiving.
Today I'll be receiving the Dr. Velma Laws Clay Vanguard Award in Battle Creek. Dr. Velma Laws Clay was the founder of the Sojourner Truth Institute here in Battle Creek. So she did a lot of things in order to tell people about Sojourner Truth and to keep her legacy alive. So it's just an honor in her legacy. She passed away last year, so they decided to name this award for the first time and present it to me based on my work with the girls and my work with the Sojourner Truth Institute from its onset.
I bet one of your explorers is going to be the next Merze Tate.
I know.
Fingers crossed, yes. Thank you for this conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It is our responsibility as a community to provide the resources, support, and encouragement that allows our youth to succeed and make mistakes. Each of us has a gift or a talent we can share with our youth because together we are the village. Sojourner Truth, Dr. Merze Tate, Dr. Velma Laws Clay, there are some women whose steps I am following in. Their steps have allowed me to connect to their paths. While I may not have met all of them, I'm sharing their stories and living a life that they may not even have ever imagined for someone like me to have done. So I want to take those efforts further. And once my path ends, I pray that my daughters and the girls in this organization will go even further than any of us ever could imagine as they take on what they've learned from all the women before them on their own journeys. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell me more about Sojourner Truth.
Wow, Sojourner Truth was an amazing woman. Even her name alone tells you just how amazing she was. She was born in New York, Isabella Baumfree, and she was a slave. But somewhere in her life, she felt God gave her the calling to preach the truth and to sojourn around the world doing so. So she named herself Sojourner Truth. And she eventually ended up here in Michigan. And she's buried here in Oak Hill Cemetery. So Sojourner Truth's legacy as a woman who stood up for other women's rights with her Ain't I a Woman speech that is so popular and so important to the women's rights movement, and just her ability to help other people who were enslaved to find their own ways outside of those plantations, outside of different areas, to say, there's a whole world out there. There's a whole country.
Well, children, where there is so much record, there must be something out in the kilter. I think that twixt the Negroes of the South and the women of the North, all talking about rights, The white men will be in fix pretty soon. But what's all they're here talking about?
That man over there says that women need to be helped into carriages, lifted over ditches, and have the best place everywhere. Nobody ever helps me into carriages, or over muddy puddles, or gives me any best place. And ain't I a woman? Look at me. Look at my arm. I could have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man could head me. And ain't I a woman? I could work as much and eat as much as a man, when I could get it, and bear the lash as well. And ain't I a woman? I have borne 13 children, and seen them all sold off to slavery. When I cried out with my mother's grief, none but Jesus heard me. And ain't I a woman?
Then they talk about this thing in the head. What's this they call it? That's it, honey. What's that they got to do with women's rights or Negroes' rights? If my cup won't hold a pint and yours holds a quart, wouldn't you be mean not to let me have my little half cup of measure? Then that little man in the black there, he says women can't have as much rights as men because Christ wasn't a woman. Where did your Christ come from? Where did your Christ come from? From God and a woman. Men had nothing to do with him.
If the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn this world upside down, all alone, these women together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right side up again. And now they ask him to do it. The men better let him. Obligated to you for hearing me. And now old Sojourner ain't got nothing more to say. Secondary.
Ain't I a woman? Ain't I a woman?
Ain't I a woman?
Ain't I a woman?
Ain't I a woman?
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.